Hey YouTube, what's going on? Chris here. I want to bring you all an update today of Zcash, and what we're also going to look at is when to have confirmation for a trade, or when to enter a trade, or when to exit a trade. And I'm going to give you some of the strategies that I like to use. I think they're really beneficial, and a lot of times people don't wait for confirmation when entering a trade, and that's what we're going to be talking about today. So if you get something from this video, guys, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. We're trying for 100 likes in this tutorial video here. I appreciate you all. You've been doing the 100 likes, so I want to keep bringing them to you. I know a lot of people are learning some stuff. I'm learning along with you, so I'm excited to be here with you today on a Friday. So let's dig into this. First of all, when I'm looking at charts or stocks or cryptos, what I want to see is a trend change. And as you can see back here, we started changing this trend from this beautiful uptrend that we had to a downtrend. That started on June 26, 2019. And what happened was we lost this 20 EMA. And this 20 EMA, I'm just going to use the 20 EMA for example for you today. But the 20 EMA is going to be a little bit of a mix between a short-term trade and an intermediate-term trade. So it's a really good one to look at here in the crypto space. But what happened was we ended up closing below this moving average right here. We held it since May 11th, 2019, this entire uptrend when we were making higher highs and higher lows. And then once we lost that, we lost it on significant volume as well, and that's when we started dropping really hard, really fast. So at that candle close, we were at $97, and we just kept dropping. And as you can see, there's been a lot of overhead resistance by this moving average. There's a couple times when we popped out of here, but it wasn't on the most volume, so we wouldn't have that confirmation that we were looking for. And we really didn't start making higher highs or higher lows. But what you can see now is we're starting to get this rounded bottom, and you can see the trend starting to change for Zcash here. So what happened was we came up, we set a lower high, we set a higher low with a bullish engulfing candle, and now guys, we're trying to get back up above this 20 EMA on more volume. That's the key. We want to see more volume come in so that we can have a strong push up over top of this 20 EMA. But you can use this with different types of moving averages. You can use it with the 50, you could use it with the 200, but what you're looking for confirmation is a candle close up above the moving average that you're paying attention to on significant volume, so more volume than what the stock has been trading at. And you're also going to want a bullish candlestick pattern with that. And what you kind of have here, guys, when we close just slightly up above this 20 EMA, we have a bullish engulfing candle there. That's a very powerful candle on heavy volume, and since then we've basically been trading up above this 20 EMA now. So what's important is that we get continuation, and we can push up to around this $39 if we do get this continuation and we keep moving to the upside. But you can see how the trend is slowly changing, and this is how it has to change in the short term. So right now for Zcash, we're in a short-term uptrend, which we need to try to turn into an intermediate-term uptrend. And what I also like to look for is a stochastic cross with a candle close up above whichever moving average you're looking at. You're going to use different moving averages for different time frames. If you're going to be trading for a long-term or a long-term investor, you want to look at that 200-day, EMA or moving average. If you want to do some short-term trading, you'd be better off with like a 5 EMA or a 10 EMA. But we're looking at this more so trying to track the trends here, and that's why we're looking at this 20. But if we turn on our stock right here, you can see, so right down in this range when we had this doji candle, we were still below this 20-day moving average. So we had a stochastic cross here with decent volume, but we were not above this moving average. So that doji was not confirmation to get in yet. When I started seeing confirmation was when we had this candle close with a bullish engulfing candle with a stochastic cross here. Now what's happening is we're getting a little bit overextended. We're at 199 on this stock, so I wouldn't be surprised if we did cool down just a little bit in the short term, or even consolidate sideways for a while to start gaining some more strength before we make that next move up, because we're trying to change that trend like we talked about. What I also like to do, I'll look at the stock here, and then I'll get rid of that, and I'll look at the RSI just to give me another perspective and kind of see if we're overbought in that category. And in terms of the RSI, we're at 58 right now. So in terms of the RSI, we still have more room to run to the upside, and that's why I like to look at different indicators, because you're going to get different readings sometime. But right now, guys, given the fact that Bitcoin could dump at any moment or it could pump at any moment, and Zcash is obviously tied to Bitcoin, but we're getting closer to the point now where we're getting some decent confirmation right here for a potential buy for Zcash so that we can start riding this next trend up. And that's what we're trying to do, just like in over here. Do you see this, how we started to make higher highs and higher lows, and this was kind of the first higher low that we had right in this range? Let me get my pointer out here for us. But right in this range right here, and then we started to have candle closes up above it on more volume, and then we started to really make our move. And just to show you another example, we can pull off the 20 EMA, but we're just looking at these trends, guys, and this downtrend is starting to get exhausted now. You can see we're really building some divergence here as well, starting to make higher highs and higher lows on the RSI, even though our price was going down. So that's something that you want to look at. But you could put on the 50 moving average, and you could start doing candle closes up above that, waiting for confirmation. And for the most part, guys, this entire uptrend, besides this little area here, we were up above this 50 the entire time, and we've been below it this entire time since we lost up here around $94, and now we're running back into it again. So that's a spot we're going to have to look to see if we have rejection off that, or if we're going to start moving to the upside off that. But Zcash is definitely something I would keep on my radar if I were you guys and you're looking for a long. You know, I wouldn't necessarily say jump in right now, but you can start, you know, getting a plan together and start looking when would be the best opportunity for you to potentially get into something like this, because Zcash can run extremely hard to the upside as well as the downside. But this is our 200-day EMA there, so that's still acting as overhead resistance. That's going to be our longer term moving average. And if we really zoom out here and take a look at this, you can see in this uptrend we are up above it most of the time. We ended up losing it around $378 when we dropped back down through, and ever since we've really been trading a lot below it. But we're looking for trend changes. We're looking for candle closes up above moving averages on big volume with a significant bullish engulfing, you know, pattern, or a bullish harami pattern, or a bullish piercing pattern. There's all different types of patterns that will give you some, you know, recollection of when to get into the market, because you always want to wait for that confirmation. You don't want to try to nail a bottom and catch a bunch of falling knives. So I just want to put this on your radar, guys. Zcash is at $33 right now. If you got some from this video, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. I appreciate you all being here with me today. God bless you all.